right, guys. Welcome back here. Happy Monday, everyone. Good old Monday. June 14th, 9 a.m. Let's do some pre-market prep. Make sure everything first is working. Audio looks fine. All right, so ENOB, guys, the big ticker for the day. Although RAPT kind of coming in here, making its own waves, but I'm a little bit skeptical on this one at the moment. We'll review it in a second. Let's first of all talk about ENOB, which had an absolutely amazing front side. I wish I got more aggressive on this one, but man, Monday morning, I'm not really ready. Sometimes I feel I am ready. I'm staring at the market starting at 7 a.m. But you have one of these quick gappers, and you're just like, is this just a one-hit wonder, or is it going to hold its highs? Usually, I don't start trading a ticker until it's proven to hold its highs at least once. Which for ENOB definitely wasn't the case. This ticker started lightly pulling back, and I jumped on it right away. And this was kind of extended at the time. I mean, it had a move here from the low around 100%, and then I was buying a pullback around 75%, a little bit below that, around 70% actually. Looking for continuation. We get one pop up and I'm already out. I sold at 779, so not even into a proper breakout. Pretty much buying the dip here. At the time it looked like it could have easily kept on selling off back to $7. So in hindsight, it's like, oh man, you sold way too early. But at the time, it was like, whoo, you could be down 10-15% just like that. It kept on ripping up here. I didn't trade it. And then eventually I was like, okay, it's kind of slowing down. We have big resistance above at 10, but it's kind of holding this area. Next point is about 13.5. Big resistance at 13.5 on ENOB. And you can kind of see here, this was a former high. That's why I was thinking 13.5. I wrote it in the chat. You guys probably saw it. And then I was like, okay, well, we got some good moves. So let's see if we can get an entry. So we were kind of consolidating a little bit, selling off, and this is somewhere around here, I think, is where I jumped in on it. Oh no, I missed this pullback. This is the one I was kind of upset about. I was like, oh man, that was a perfect pullback. Can't believe I missed that, because this was a huge 20% move. We had 9 EMA support, we had multi-day, multi-month support, we had VWAP support. This was probably the best buy of the day so far in the whole entire market. Right there, I missed that one. But yeah, this is when I was like, okay, well, we got upside to like 13.5, so let me see if I can get somewhat aggressive here. Missed another breakout, and then I actually ended up buying this kind of aggressive move. Sold right away, took a little bit of profits there. And then again, sells off, and I try to start accumulating, looking for a second pullback, something similar to this move. And it does actually end up selling off. But what you can see here is I only did 1,000 shares. Full size would be 2,000 shares. My first trade usually also is half size. So I'm only half size at this point. This allows me a little bit of wiggle room. I thought here we were going to break back higher. We didn't. We sell off one more time. I get my not even full size. I only go with 200 more shares here. I should have probably went full size, but it's risky, because if it does dip, I would stop myself out for the whole day. So I don't have a cushion really yet at this point. I have a few $100 cushion, but not like a big cushion. At this point, I was all of a sudden down, being up on the day like $300 to being down on the day $300. So at the same time, it's like, if I'm down $1,000 on the day, that's where I stop out. So I was a little bit cautious in this area for like really getting full size. It does rip up here, starts slowing down where we had a shoulder. I always love selling around shoulders. If you guys took the foundation video series, you already know that. That's really where I really like to take profits. Or if his shoulder is holding, I'll buy a pullback maybe for a breakout. But here, I just posted in the chat room, tradejournal.co/connect, the foundation video series, totally free if you guys want to check it out. And then get a little bit of a pullback here. I was kind of nervous here because I finally got out for some profit, and I was like, man, I don't know if I want to like keep playing this one. I was really hoping we would get a big move past 12, but I ultimately didn't end up trading ENOB anymore. I should have maybe kept trading it because I realized we weren't on the front side anymore. We're ranging now, and I don't mind trading ranges. You just have to know you're in a range because once you knew that, this had a failed break of VWAP, but then we're pulling back here extended to the downside in a range, which means this would be a good buy here. And then boom, what do you know? We had a 5% pop back to the upside. I love the moves here on this. You know, this move right here, 7% looks like nothing. So trading ranges on ENOB could have been really profitable. Right now it's popping up again. It's nice. It's nice. Really quick mover. We're still in a range. We're not on a new front side, so you want to be careful of trading breakouts here on this one. But breakouts have been really good on ENOB at the moment. This is a USA biotech. Yeah, let's actually talk about what the company does for a second here. 210 million float. Right now it's gapping up around 150% pre-market. I mean 220 market cap. Here you can see it. 480 million shares outstanding, but the actual float, according to FinViz, is a little bit closer to 16 million. So we'll see. They have a catalyst here. Shares double pre-market after acceptance of pre-IND for HIV treatment. The FDA, the USA Food and Drug Administration, has accepted its pre-investigational new drug application for a potential functional treatment of HIV. You'll notice FDA approvals or fast tracks, they're always, you know, it depends how popular the drug often is. So if it's a really good news, but on a very small drug, you know, you might get like a 30-60% gapper, but on, you know, a drug that, or a disease or something that everyone knows, like, you know, the COVID tickers that they were popping last year this time, those tend to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600%. We've seen 4,000, 8,000%. So anything's really possible once it starts going into FOMO and short squeezes, but that's usually not what we're looking for. Still moving really nice. That's weird, Sean. Although, to be honest, I have no idea how it usually looks for people streaming or coming into the stream. What, in terms of notifications being popped up. All right, we're back on the front side on ENOB. This is when you could start getting a little bit more aggressive again. We broke out of the range, which you could probably argue happened around 11.5. So we had a nice range here between 9.5 and 11.5, and the mean was around 10.5 right here where VWAP was. Very weird, Sean. I don't know. Don't know what to say to that. I'm going to reduce my position size just a little bit because the ticker is a different price than we were originally trading it. So far, I'm up 500 on this ticker, and I'm up $50 on MDIA. MDIA was another ticker we were watching pre-market, which is right now at really, really big support. P&L open. ticker's very aggressive once it's on the front side. New minute coming up. Watching here, I'm hoping it's going to crack 12 slightly. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. Still decent buyers here. I'm going to see if I can get small size. Yep, I was a little too conservative there on that one. Oh well, let's keep watching it. Possible break here at 12. Small size at 98. New minute starting soon. I have about a 30% of my full size long on ENOB. Possible dip here below 90s again. Possible break at 12.5. Here we go, new minute. Volume's a little bit lighter than I was hoping for. I feel like trading around 9:15 to like 9:30, sometimes even more like starting at 9 to 9:30 is not my favorite time to trade. I'm not really sure. Probably because I've already been looking at the market for 2 hours and I'm a little bit like, I'd rather just wait for the market open, because sometimes right before the market opens, you start getting a lot of really weird sporadic action. So, and even if that might not be the case for any one ticker, I think I've unhealthily conditioned my mind into believing that. So I'm just like, I don't really trust it. Whatever. Small trade there on ENOB. I'll take my profits. Keep watching it. Nice. Good little pop there. I would probably be out of this one if I wasn't out already. I'm a little bit reluctant that it's going to break 12.5 just in a one clean swoop. We might. Anything's possible. There's definitely a few other tickers worth viewing. I'm a little distracted right now with this ticker. There's a new Reddit ticker that's taking over the world, and it seems like the DCRC. We'll talk about that one in a second as well. Thanks, guys. Technically, this would be a pretty interesting pullback trade here. Yeah, life at the moment I am, but I won't be for long. ENOB looks like it might dip again. It's hard to say, you know. It's hard to say. Bigger sell volume coming in the last few candles. It's not a clear move on ENOB right now. It's kind of like in a mini backside. Could easily pop back to a front side. Lately I like to think, you know, a ticker's in the front side until proven otherwise, because every time I already assume it's not on the front side anymore, I end up not trading it, and sometimes I miss, you know, that third, fourth, fifth, sixth pullback even, sometimes more, and I'll only trade, you know, the first two or something like that. The housing market in Berlin, it's hard to get an apartment here. It's very difficult. I wanted to show you guys a little bit of trending news here really quickly. One of the main things I actually wanted to talk about was a Wall Street bet ticker coming up. So just, you know, in terms of overall trending news, the summit's been a big one. We've seen pretty much every major news network talking about the summit going on. Let's see here. In President Biden's first meeting as president with NATO's nations, he reiterated his support for the alliance that his predecessor disparaged. Constantly had different words in my head. That was weird. Topping the agenda in Brussels is the challenge of a more aggressive Russia and a rising China. The G7 summit in the UK. That was the first session wrapped up this weekend. Oil hits pandemic high as investors bet on green energy. Let's actually check out US oil right now. Yeah, US oil just inching higher and higher here on the 4 hour. Check out the daily. Still in a very healthy uptrend. Overall, the markets are pretty much neutral. SPY looks like it's going to open neutral. It's not doing much right now. Bitcoin up 8% today. Really, really strong. Novavax COVID-19 vaccine, 90% efficiency in key study. maybe we'll see that ticker. What is the ticker for this one? NVAX. What's it doing pre-market? Pre-market, it is up like 10%. Pretty big little pop there. 250, big time resistance on Novax. Paul Tudor Jones freaking out here. Inflation is a risk and not transitory. Paul Tudor Jones, bullish on Bitcoin, but in a defensive way. He's a legend in the finance world. American billionaire, hedge fund manager, conservationist, philanthropist. In 1980, he founded his hedge fund Tutor Investment in Stamford, Connecticut. Yeah, Paul Tudor Jones says go all in on the inflation trade. So that would be pretty much very bullish on Bitcoin. One of the top things going here. Here's another update from the G7. So G7 across the board is popping up. KPIs here. Jeff Bezos' rocket company Blue Origin auctioned off a seat on its first crewed space flight for $28 million. That's something we knew. We've talked about in the last week, but now it's auctioned off. The person will be named in the coming weeks will join Bezos, his brother, and another unidentified traveler on a first-class trip to the edge of the space on July 20th. That's pretty soon. I mean, today's the 14th of June. So pretty much like 35 days, a month and a half. Did you guys watch this? Danish soccer star Christian Eriksen suffered cardiac arrest when he collapsed on the field during team's Euro 2020 match on Saturday. This was crazy. I didn't see it live, but I was right after it happened. We tuned in and checked it out. That was pretty insane. But he is in stable conditions now, so that's good. This is going to be something we're going to see a lot of, guys. So if I were you, I would take a little bit of time and research how this Tarproot works. The Bitcoin, let's just read it here. Bitcoin miners approved for the first upgrade to the cryptocurrency in 4 years, called Tarproot. It's supposed to, in a nutshell, make things a little bit more private and also add smart contracts to Bitcoin. So it's a pretty big update. And apparently there was a huge consensus around it as well, where, it seemed like everybody was on board, as opposed to, Lightning Network and all these things that just, never really went through. It was just, I don't know, crypto, Bitcoin, civil war. I mean, those topics were very polarized, I guess you can say. Virgin Orbit, Richard Branson's satellite launching space companies, discussing a $3 billion SPAC deal. It looks like SPACs might be back, guys. Anywho, this is one of the companies I wanted to talk about, CRSR. It's popping up. You could really see here in the last day, last 24 hours, it's become one of the most talked about stocks on Wall Street Bets. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Had a big spike to the upside. I would not be surprised to see some momentum continue here on this ticker. We got big support now at 40. We got big resistance right around 48. So I think we got some really nice upside here on CRSR. I wouldn't be surprised if I actually ended up trading it today as well. But at the moment, I don't know, ENOB is kind of the one that's the most interesting. We also have MDIA, which I think is probably worth talking about. I did a small trade on this one, and I am up on it just slightly, 50 bucks or so, but it's pulled back around 20% here. It's a USA broadcasting company. Here you can see it as well on this side, 30 million market cap, has about 8 million shares outstanding, but the interesting part, it actually only has about 2 million float. So that's a big difference. Latest catalyst is appointing new executive team. We'll see. We'll see how this one holds up. Good upside potential here. Big resistance a little bit in this zone, but if it kind of hold this between, I would say $5.5 and maybe $6, not dip too far below that, I think we might really have another good rally here. But that was a lot of sell volume that came in on that last 4 hours, so I'm a little cautious for sure. Yeah, Darren, it was pretty intense. Am I calling out IDEX? Usually for day trading, I'm only trading the biggest gappers. I'm not really touching much else. Could be a good swing trade. I don't know. I haven't looked into IDEX. Time of force day. Just, calm and collected, getting ready here. Darth, which ticker were you referring to? Are you talking about the Reddit one or MDIA? Yeah, I agree with Abdul. Definitely ENOB at the open. That's the one I'm going to be watching. I like the upside till 13.5. MDIA could be a really good red to green move. All right, guys. Good luck, everyone. ENOB popping out of the gates right away. ENOB, Doji. Looks like ENOB might crack new high of day. Boom, there it goes. Really, really quick move. ENOB back on the front side. MDIA finding some pretty decent support here. Could have a red to green on this one. Small size on MDIA. A little bit more of a sell-off there. Getting a little bit bigger size on MDIA. Gotta watch out here. The sell-off was a little bit more aggressive than I was thinking, but 5-4 big time support that we did crack. Taking this opportunity to average down a little bit. That's why I didn't get aggressive on my first size. Seeing if this thing sells off a little bit more. We have a low roughly at 16. See if we break 16. A little bit of support coming in now. I'm going to give it like another minute, see if we can get a bigger entry near the low. 4,000 would be a full size on this one, 4,000 shares. I'm only long 1,300. Possible break below 516. That was the low. I'm not sure why my scanner is not loading. Ah, there it goes. Just needed to be refreshed. Sometimes that happens with TOS. Loading up a little bit more size here. We have big resistance at 5.4. That's making me a little bit nervous on this ticker, but overall I like the fact that I'm able to accumulate a lot in this area at lower prices. I would like to even accumulate a little bit more, but I wasn't sure if we were going to break 5, so I was giving myself a little bit of wiggle room for sure. We are in a backside right now. I would like to see crack this 5.4 area, but this is going to be a lot of resistance here. Yeah, it's struggling. It's definitely struggling. Held the pullback. That's good. ENOB making moves again. There's some bigger buyers that just popped up in the order book. Look at that. 7,000 shares there. It's got a lot of resistance to break back above. That's making me a little bit nervous, but overall, it's holding this area pretty okay. 8 minutes now since the open, down about 11%. A lot of chop with ENOB. Markets are kind of just chilling. All right, I stopped out there. I wasn't able to get rid of everything right away. But as the big support was getting chipped out, I bailed. I'm not sure. Could easily dump here. All right, I'm out of this one. That's unfortunate, but luckily we were able to manage our position pretty quickly. I was watching the other tickers on the second screen, and they weren't making me super excited. There was a decent pullback here in ORPH. I don't know, little hectic overall. ENOB also very choppy. So all the chop I was seeing on the other tickers, I was thinking like, well, I don't have to be, you know, getting super much FOMO here in this area, not trading something else. ETTX, this is another ticker we were watching pre-market. ETTX did exactly what I was kind of hoping MDIA would do. Okay, MDIA actually holding this area. So I gave back profits on MDIA. It's a little bit unfortunate, but in the end, it is actually still doing what I wanted it to do. I had to cut losses there to manage my risk. So we cut losses there at 18 was the low, 25 was the average, or was the initial. So now it's back up here. Yeah, so we could be getting out if we held for a little bit of a profit actually at the moment, but hard to play. You know, I got shaken out right there before. I could have maybe averaged down, but still a little bit risky. So nice little pop to the upside. MDIA, nice little pop there. Front side was pretty aggressive on this ticker. You want it to be quick on it. Worth watching for sure. We have a shoulder at 5.8, so I think we still have a decent upside on this one. But harder play. I didn't apparently have a good read on it, or a good enough read on it. Look at Mara, back from the desert. I think being patient on ENOB could be the way to play. This was my favorite ticker so far pre-market, and I would like to do some trading on it, but right now it's really choppy, so I don't really see a reason why I would trade this one. So pause or off on it. Heck yeah, Razak. Yeah, MDIA. Could be a play coming up again. It's really tough to say. Now it's flushing back down. I'm not a big fan of re-entering a ticker after I get shaken out, because usually if I'm getting shaken out, I'm lacking conviction. And if I re-enter after getting shaken out, that means it's a FOMO trade. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's just pure FOMO, and that's all it is. Or sometimes it's more structured, but often that's not the case. SENS kind of moving up here actually after that morning panic move. Mara. MDIA definitely a little bit shaky, but it is looking like almost one of the better opportunities in a way in terms of finding a little bit of support. I wonder if we're going to crack 5. If we crack 5 on this one, it might be a really nice entry right below. Looks like we had some bigger support at 4.8. I'm just going to go ahead and put a line there to remind myself at 4.8. Not sure if we're going to reach it, but we also have CRSR, the Reddit ticker we were talking about. This one's pulling back about 13%. Increased interest from retail investors, but they don't know why, it seems like. Pre-market's really just selling off. ENOB, one of the lead gappers here for small caps. 390, almost $400 million volume. It's a good amount of volume. I don't see anything to trade right now. I'm going to quickly run to the restroom, fill up my tea, and I'll be back for a little bit of a later morning session. Welcome back. Yeah, DCRC, I was checking that one out as well. This is a SPAC. There's a few, I feel like new tickers on the radar that might be kind of nice. I'm going to chat out on a little bit of a Duplo right now, wait for tickers to come back. Nice, congrats, Jen. Opinion on FL? I don't know. I don't follow Foot Locker, but I just checked on my second screen. They've been on a really nice ascending channel, but they recently broke to the downside on it. I don't know. It's not really a ticker that I know anything about. Oh, FI, Frank's intern. I don't know. Bouncing, had a double bottom off a 3. That's kind of bullish, but resistance coming in now. I don't know. I have no idea about that company either. Could be decent support at one point, but ENOB looks like it could be a move here, guys. It's had some nasty flushes in the past. Making it a little bit of a doozy. Small size there at 83. Let's see if this holds. Got another fill there. Actually wanted to close and then buy back. ENOB is a ranging ticker right now. Does seem like it's in somewhat of a pennant, but I wouldn't be trading a pennant. I like the potential range on this one. Decent support here at 11.5. I'm looking for that possible break back above 12. Wonder, can we see a break of 12? That's the big question. decent buyers. So volume's a little bit light. Half size off. Want to see a break of 12. There we go. Sold into the break. Was able to make back some of my losses that we had on the last trade. So up a little bit again there. Up 7, almost 800 on the day. Lost about 150 on my last trade. Then made some back on ENOB. Razak, you know the tradejournal.co/connect. Check out the checklist, man. That's what we're looking for right here. We have slides and checklists. Scroll down. This is what we're looking for pre-market. These are tradable stocks for my strategy personally. It's pullback momentum strategy, gap and go, breakout trading. Although I'm not super aggressive on breakouts, then always ask yourself, what's the most obvious gapper? It's by far ENOB. That's why I'm watching it most closely. Obviously, MDIA was a big one, and I kind of got chickened out here. I got shaken right before the move higher, so shame on me for that. That was a pretty clean trade. So that, you know, that could have brought me, you know, a nice 1K. It always sucks when you have the right idea, everything happens, but somehow you actually end up losing money on it. That's literally the definition of MDIA. Oh, ridiculous. MDIA is ranging here. It's got big resistance at 6. I don't know if we're gonna break 6. That's a heavy spot. Big resistance, former shoulder, but we did break above the shoulder. Yeah, ENOB could definitely pop. Oh, I was just about to pull the trigger. There's a lot of sell volume. This is a bit of a flushy ticker, and it's still ranging. It's tough to buy in these areas. Could flush below 5.3. It's making me kind of nervous on it. ENOB had that nice break above 12, so I could have held this one longer and walked away with like 3% more profit. ENOB is such a flushy ticker. I personally feel like I would have troubles trading it. Actually, I knew I was having troubles trading it. That's why I was already cautious in this area. But this was like a perfect move. This was a textbook pullback towards big support. I mean, I could have not traded that one. Yeah, thanks for Molly. A little bit of positive reinforcement. Yeah, it was a tricky one. Very tricky. So easy to mess up on, or, you know, like the difference between being patient and greedy, I feel like is a fine line to walk. And that ticker really was the epitome of that. MDIA. Yeah, so I should have bought the pullback here. I was really on the fence with it. You saw my limit order go through. I don't know. Could easily flush. That kind of kept me at bay on it. Interesting tickers here for sure. CRSR, I think, really might have a great move at some point. It's holding this area. It's got to break back above 39. I'm going to definitely be watching CRSR without a question. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do some research on CRSR, and then I'll write in the group or make a video. I'm not sure which one in the Discord. I wonder if we're going to see a multi-day run on this one. That would be the question to answer. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I think we got a lot of good energy here. So obviously, just because I'm wrapping up doesn't mean you guys should wrap up. I think we have really good momentum on MDIA. ETTX could be maybe some sort of dip buy. CRSR for sure at some point if it keeps holding. And then the big question, I think, is ENOB. Is ENOB going to keep holding this area? Anyway, we're down on MDIA and we're up on NEOB. We're up in total $785 today. So nice little bit of a green day. Nothing really too crazy, but at the same time, I think we had really good opportunity pre-market today. If I wanted to make it a, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 day, I would have had to step it up pre-market. Not really, trying to squeeze out random trades right now because pre-market we had the perfect front side move and I didn't get aggressive on some of the cleanest stuff. So I don't want to start forcing trades just to make up for not trading pre-market. I mean, I could have made a killer here on this front. Anybody could have. So yeah, good opportunities. I'm going to go ahead, wrap it up. And yeah, thanks guys. Always love trading with you. Such a fun little community here. I feel like we didn't do so much talking today, but Monday just wanted to get things kind of going in the right direction, not make any mistakes, and I felt like we had a lot of energy, so I wanted to be focused on the tickers. All right, guys, like always, stay safe, make some awesome trades. I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning, and don't forget to drop a like on the way out. I really do appreciate that. Easiest way to support the channel. Till next time, guys. Ciao.